All right. So, uh, are you ready to like totally hit the weights section of your brain? Because today we're going deep, like way deep into the world of Kai Greene.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know like what forged this bodybuilding icon? Right. We're going all the way back to 2008,
Yeah.
before the trophies, before the titles, to uncover like the raw ambition of this athlete before, everyone knew his name.
Yeah, and what's incredible is we get this uh, almost fly-on-the-wall perspective,
Yeah.
from this documentary filmed just before, like right before the Arnold Classic, a huge turning point in his career.
Exactly. Huge turning point. And it all starts with journalist Dave Palumbo venturing into like the heart of Brooklyn to meet Kai.
Okay.
And let me tell you, Palumbo does not like hold back
Right.
on describing the neighborhood or that infamous piss-smelling elevator leading up to Kai's apartment.
Oh, I've heard about this.
You've heard about this, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's legendary.
True legendary.
It throws you right into Kai's world, It's like
Oh.
no glitz, no glamour, just like raw, gritty determination.
Yeah, you basically have to hold your breath just hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see inside Kai's apartment, and it's surprisingly sparse.
Yeah.
Minimalist, even.
Yeah.
Like, you get this immediate sense of, whoa, okay, this guy is all about discipline.
Right, and it's that discipline that like jumps out at you from Palumbo's observations. They had to go grocery shopping immediately
What?
because Kai literally had no food in the apartment.
No way. Can you imagine that?
This is someone at the top of his game prepping for like one of the biggest bodybuilding competitions.
In the world. And he's living with that level of focus, planning every single meal.
Yeah.
I'm floored.
And remember, this is 2008. I mean, bodybuilding wasn't as mainstream then,
Right.
Some athletes had lucrative sponsorships, lived comfortably.
Right.
But Kai's reality was different. Palumbo mentions that Kai didn't even own a car at that time.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So he's taking public transportation, walking miles every day, all while sticking to this incredibly demanding training schedule and diet.
Unreal.
That's next level commitment.
It makes you wonder, like, where he found that drive, that, sheer willpower to
Yeah.
keep going when things were so tough.
Oh, wow. And I think the answer, like, it lies partly in this stark contrast between, Kai's Spartan living conditions and something really unexpected that Palumbo finds in his apartment.
Art.
Oh, really?
Art. Everywhere. Paintings, sketches, you name it.
Wow, I didn't know that about him.
It's this juxtaposition that immediately that challenges your assumptions. This isn't just a muscle-bound athlete. This is a guy, with depth, with creativity, expressing himself in ways beyond just the physical.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you there's more to Kai than meets the eye, right?
Yeah.
It's a multifaceted dude. And that artistic side, I think, speaks to his discipline and drive just as much as his physique. But to really understand that drive, we need to go where it was forged, the gym. And the gym, in this case, it's not just any gym, right?
Oh, no.
We're talking about Fifth Avenue Gym, a place Palumbo, and I quote, describes as a dungeon.
Wow.
That description alone, like, just paints this vivid picture, right?
It does.
It goes beyond, like, just your typical gritty, hardcore gym.
Yeah.
This is a place that feels like almost frozen in time, like a testament to, like, the golden age of bodybuilding. You can almost, like, I don't know, smell the history, the sweat, the iron.
It's like stepping back in time, right?
It's like stepping back into a Rocky movie almost.
Totally. And speaking of Rocky, Palumbo actually draws a parallel between Kai and the iconic boxer.
Oh, interesting.
Both of them, these underdogs, right? With something to prove to the world.
Right, that's true.
That refusal to, like, back down from a challenge.
Yeah.
Which really connects with people. And remember, this is 2008,
Yeah.
This is before Kai becomes, like, the legend he is today.
Right.
Right? He was still, like, relatively unknown, Fighting tooth and nail for recognition. He was grinding it out, paying his dues, and like you said, in the most hardcore gym imaginable.
Absolutely.
What I think is amazing is that, like, even in that intense environment, right? Surrounded by, all this stuff, clanging iron, and who knows who else is working out in there, Kai never loses sight of his goal.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Almost superhuman, right? His level of focus.
It is. It's like he could just, like, shut everything out and be totally in the zone.
Totally. And Palumbo talks about, how Kai never complains,
Right.
never makes excuses, even when they're talking about, like, the prize money at stake for the Arnold Classic.
Oh, wow.
Right. And that's when we get this incredibly revealing line, like, straight from Kai.
Okay.
When asked about the money, he says, I don't know if I can say I compete for money yet. I mean, talk about having your priorities straight, man.
That speaks volumes about his mindset.
Totally.
It wasn't about, the fame or the fortune for him at that stage, right?
Huh.
It was something deeper, I think.
Yeah.
This pure desire to, like, push his own limits and prove to himself what he was capable of.
It's like he was starving for self-improvement, for like really reaching his full potential.
Yeah, absolutely. It's inspiring, really.
It is. And, this kind of hunger, this relentless pursuit of mastery, I think it's contagious.
Oh, totally. But even with all that natural talent, all that drive, Kai wasn't alone on this journey, right? He had this, like, guiding force in his corner. His trainer, Oscar Arden.
Yes, Oscar Arden, the man behind the scenes, right? Shaping this future champion. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, what insights did Oscar have into the mind of this future champion? So we've got, this incredible athlete pushing his limits day in and day out.
Absolutely.
But, every legendary athlete, they've got,
a great coach.
They've got that great coach in their corner. And with Kai, we have the one and only Oscar Arden.
Yeah, the man.
And what I find fascinating is how Arden describes Kai's drive,
Oh, yeah. Well, what do you say?
He doesn't just say Kai is hungry. He says he's starving.
Oh, wow.
And that word starving.
It's powerful.
It hits different, right?
It is, yeah.
It speaks to I don't know, this deep desire that goes way beyond, just the physical.
Totally. Yeah, you can almost feel that intensity radiating off of him in the documentary footage.
Totally. And I think Arden recognized that intensity in Kai,
Yeah.
Maybe even nurtured it, to help Kai reach his full potential. But what I thought was interesting is that, even with all this raw talent, Arden still saw Kai as a work in progress.
Really?
Yeah. There's this part where he talks about how they were, constantly refining Kai's training and nutrition.
Wow.
And there's this one part where Arden says they're still, trying to figure out how to get Kai's legs to match the upper body.
Oh, wow. And I mean, for anyone who's seen Kai Greene in his prime, that's unbelievable.
I know, right?
His legs are legendary.
It just shows you that even at the elite level, the journey never really ends.
It's inspiring, really.
It is inspiring. There's always, something to improve, a new challenge to overcome.
Yeah, totally.
And that's what's, I think, so captivating about, Kai's story, this constant, pursuit of self-improvement. This wasn't about just, winning a competition. This was about, I don't know, conquering himself, pushing past his own, perceived limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it all with this crazy, positive attitude, you know, this, almost Zen-like focus. And, this is all amidst, the chaos of his everyday life.
It really makes you think,
It does. It does.
What could we all accomplish, if we brought even a fraction of that dedication and resilience?
I know, right?
For our own goals, right?
Yeah.
Our own personal journeys. What can we achieve?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's amazing to think about.
It is. It's really something to think about, our deep dive into Kai Greene's world today. It wasn't, just about bodybuilding, right? It was about tapping into that potential, that raw human potential that I think we all have within us.
Yeah, it's a reminder that greatness isn't just, given, it's earned.
It's earned.
Through grit and determination, right? Yeah. And a belief in yourself, I think.
It really is. And sometimes, all it takes is a little inspiration from, a guy who back in 2008 was just a kid from Brooklyn.
Yeah. So
starving for something more.